Okay, so let us continue further. I was telling you about the nucleotides. See, the nucleotides are the monomeric units, monomers of nucleic acid. See the structure here. You can see a blue colored structure here connected to a round red colored and a green color rectangle. So the pentose sugar, the blue colored one is the pentose sugar. This is the structure of nucleotide. You should understand that the nucleotide is made up of three things: the phosphate, the pentose sugar, and the nitrogenous base. These all are linked. Phosphate and nitrogenous base are linked to one another by a pentose sugar. So there is a pentose sugar in between. Pentose means having five carbons, five sides. Okay, pentose sugar is joined to phosphate from one end and nitrogenous base to another end. Now these nitrogenous bases can be of four different types in a DNA molecule, macromolecule. Okay, so this structure is very much important because in boards this is a frequently asked question that draw the structure of a nucleotide. So you will be drawing this particular diagram which is being shown on your screens: a phosphate, a pentose sugar joined to the nitrogenous base. Now in the DNA, phosphate is permanent, pentose is permanent, but the nitrogenous bases are the deciding factors which give us all the uniqueness. These nitrogenous bases are four in number and they combine, they occur randomly over the whole stretch of DNA. Clear? Once show you the structure, then it will be more you will be understanding more after seeing the structure. Clear? So this diagram is very important. This diagram is present on page number 9, figure 2.3 in your books. That is important one. Now coming on to the nitrogenous bases I was talking about, which are present in the macromolecule of DNA. The first nitrogenous base is adenine, which is denoted by an A. The second nitrogenous base is guanine, which is denoted by a G. The third is cytosine, C, and fourth is thymine, T. Okay. The common mistake which is being done by most of the students is they write down the spelling of thymine wrong, cytosine wrong. The correct spelling should be marked, because if there is some change in the spelling, the whole concept will change and it may be probably giving rise to some other kind of molecule, some other chemical compound. So your answer will be wrong. So understand, learn the spellings correctly. Now these four nitrogenous bases are bound to each other, two, making two pairs. Adenine and guanine are of one group and cytosine and thymine of another group. These nucleotides are belonging to pyrimidines and purines. That you don't have to understand. Just understand one thing here, that here adenine always binds with thymine with two hydrogen bonds. The equal to sign which you are able to see on your screens between adenine and thymine should not be confused with a double bond. It's not a double bond. These are two hydrogen bonds. So adenine and thymine are bond to each other by two hydrogen bonds. Always, this is universal truth in all individuals of all the phylums, of all the kingdoms. Adenine always binds with thymine with two hydrogen bonds. Clear? Second, guanine always binds with cytosine, always pairs up with cytosine with three hydrogen bonds. Okay, this is not a triple bond. I am telling you again and again, don't get confused with the three lines being depicting a triple bond. These three lines are depicting the three hydrogen bonds. Clear? So universally in each and every individual, adenine is paired up with thymine with two hydrogen bonds and guanine is paired up with cytosine with three hydrogen bonds. Moving further on the structure of DNA, the DNA double helix as proposed by Franklin, studied by Franklin for the first time, and the structure was proposed by Watson and Crick in the year 1953. So see, The DNA double helix you can see in the first diagram, which is a coiled structure. There you can see a white band, ribbon like band running through, and a yellow colored ribbon running through. So these are the sugar phosphate backbones. And over that you can see adenine, thymine. Adenine bound to thymine on another strand. One strand, white color strand, has adenine. The yellow color strand on the other side has thymine. Both are joined. These will be joined by two hydrogen bonds. Below that you have cytosine joined with guanine on the other strand. These are bound by how many hydrogen bonds? 3. Yes. Similarly, this whole structure is maintained. This is a very stable structure. This structure is called as DNA double helix. The two backbones, the backbones, that is the white color backbone which you can see here, and the yellow color backbones, they run anti-parallel to each other. Anti-parallel, that is something you will be studying in higher classes, but for now you understand here on the next structure on your screen. It is written 5 here on the top end, 5 dash or 5 prime, and below it's written 3 prime, but the on the other strand it is written 3 prime to 5 prime. It is not being mentioned for you. It's not actually mentioned in your book, but you need to understand that the two strands are anti-parallel to each other and they are paired up: adenine with thymine, cytosine with guanine. Adenine, thymine, how many hydrogen bonds? 2. Cytosine and guanine, how many hydrogen bonds? 3. Clear? This diagram is very important. Now, two parallel strands of DNA, which I told you, see in this diagram, you will understand more. Here, what happens? In the first strand, you can see the dark blue color pentose sugar and phosphate, and with bound with the C. C is the cytosine. Now, on the other strand, what is there? The guanine is there. Guanine is bound to the sugar, pentose sugar, and if you can compare the structures of the pentose sugar in one strand to the other strand, you will come to know that it is appearing to be opposite in structure. That is, it is anti-parallel. It is upside down. Okay, you can see the red color arrow depicted here, and just look at this diagram and make this picture in your mind that the two strands are having sugar phosphate backbone and the nitrogenous bases are stacked one upon the other with complementary base pairing. This pairing is complementary. Cytosine binding with guanine, adenine binding with thymine is complementary to each other. That is complementary base pairing. Clear? Okay. Now coming on to the packing. How the packing of the DNA molecule, how the packing of all this happens inside the cell, because these long threads will be entangled when they are not being packed properly inside the nucleus. So how they are packed? They are packed by the histone protein. I have already told you about histone protein in this slide. See here. Chromatin. Chromatin is made up of 40% DNA and 60% histones. We have already had a talk about 40% DNA. Now coming on to histone.